What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another project from the Whalen edition. Or if you're new here, welcome. My name is Jonathan, and my wife and I live in this home here in New Orleans, and we're turning it into a vintage lover's dream, one project at a time. So if you enjoy what you see on today's video, keep coming back because we have an entire house full of projects left to do. First thing I always do when I'm starting a new project is to measure all of my walls to make sure I buy enough material to cover everything. Getting the math right the first time really helps and saves you a lot of money. I bought all of the lumber that we use for this project from Lowe's. And don't worry, I have a link down in the description to each of the boards that we used. Once I got the boards, I realized that they weren't as smooth as I wanted them to be. So I took out my orbital sander to make sure that it had a nice, clean finish on the boards so that the paint would adhere to them. I didn't really want any bumpy or rough surfaces showing through after we painted the boards. So I wanted to get a nice, clean, flat piece of wood to prime. I wasn't so much worried about the knots either because we were going to cover them with a dark color. One coat of primer was going to do it for this project. We made sure to prime all of the boards because if you don't, the boards can tend to soak up a lot of the paint. So putting a primer on first keeps that from happening. After the first coat of primer was dry, we came back with our final color. We ultimately were going to have to do 2 coats of that. We chose Faro and Ball Denim, which is a nice grayish blue color, to color drench the hallway. Every piece of this molding got 2 coats of the blue, just to make sure that there weren't any white spots showing through. A stud finder really helps when screwing in heavier pieces of the molding into the ceiling. I didn't have to do a compound miter for most of the pieces of the molding. I was just able to do a 45-degree cut. Screwing these heavier 1x6s into the ceiling made sure that they weren't going to be coming down. I didn't want to rely just on adhesive to hold them. I went with 1.5-inch long brad nails. They were more than long enough to hold the smaller pieces of molding together. Ultimately, our crown molding was made up of 3 separate pieces. I went through and screwed and nailed all of the 1x6s to the ceiling. Next, I came back with our cove molding that you see here, and Brad nailed them to the 1x6s. Then I came back with the egg and dart molding, the very decorative molding, as the last piece, and that was also Brad nailed into the 1x6s. After all of that, then I had to come through with some joint compound to fill in all of my nail holes and the slight imperfections between the 2 boards where they meet each other. I rely on caulk to make me look like the best carpenter in the world. All of those seams that don't quite match up, don't worry about it. Caulk will just make it look perfect. It's definitely not the fastest part of the project, but it definitely is worth you taking your time to get the caulk really nice and clean on the edges there. I appreciate you checking out the channel and the video. If you got any kind of value or just enjoyed the video, do us a favor and hit the like button. Or if you really liked it, hit the subscribe button. We're really trying to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year so we can continue to bring fun projects like this to you. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.